Greetings, guys. I hope you're good. Today we're looking at WTI oil. So, without any further ado, let us get straight into the chart. In front of me is the monthly chart of WTI open, and I can see that we had this candlestick over here, which is a liquidity candlestick, and that tells us that in the future, price has to reach that point where that candlestick ends to grab the liquidity that is sitting up there. Similarly, we also have this candlestick over here, which is also a liquidity candlestick, and we know that sometime in the future we will see price heading down to this level as well to grab some liquidity. Let's continue. Over and above that, in fact, before we continue, I'm just going to add a line to the bullish candlestick. Just bear with me. I'll just add it in this manner so that we don't forget about it, as that is a very important area. So let's see. So what else do we see on this particular chart? So so we can see that we had an overextended W formation in this region with the neckline being there. However, we have not seen price come back to the neckline to retest it. Instead, we saw price shoot further up. So what may happen in the future is that price may come to this region to test this W structure over here, right? We also had another W structure over here. Just bear with me, guys. We had another W structure over here with the neckline being there. However, we are yet to see price come down to the neckline to retest this W structure and then push further up. What I'm going to do now is actually add a neckline to that W structure. Just bear with me, guys. So there goes our neckline. The next thing that I'm going to do is add my Fibonacci retracement tool just to see if that neckline aligns with any of the key numbers that we have on the Fibonacci retracement tool. Just bear with me, guys. So you guys can see that the neckline of this W structure aligns with the 61.8% Fibonacci zone. So what that means is that should price from where it is come to the zone, we will indeed be looking for further buying opportunities, and that is because we have one, this W structure, two, the neckline of that W structure, and three, the 61.8% zone, right? So I'm not necessarily saying that should price come here, we are immediately going to buy. No, that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when price gets to this region, we will be looking for possible buying opportunities. We will be looking for possible buying opportunities. So we need more confluence. We need further confluence. Anyway, let's proceed. I'm just going to remove this Fibonacci tool, and let's see what else do we see on this chart that is interesting. Another thing that is very interesting is that we have this candlestick over here. It is a liquidity candlestick as well at this level. This candlestick tried to touch this level. However, you can see that that touch never really happened. So it may happen that in the future, as much as we are anticipating that price would bounce here, price may actually break through the zone and then come back to this level to grab this liquidity and then push further up, or it may even come even further down because we have another W structure here and bounce off this neckline and then push further up. The other thing is that we also have this candlestick which I spoke about. It is also a liquidity candlestick, and price may actually move straight down to where we have that candlestick and then from there push further up, right? So there are many possibilities. Hence I say that we're not just gonna buy by virtue of having price testing this region as well as having that Fibonacci number of 61.8%. we need more reasons to be looking for buying opportunities, or we need more reasons to buy, actually. That's what I mean. So let's continue. Is there anything else of value that we see on this particular chart? I don't see anything further. So what I'm going to do now is head down to the weekly chart. Let's see. So here we are on the weekly chart. What do we see on the weekly chart? On the weekly chart, we can see that price, it seems, is in the process of forming an M structure with a neckline being there. However, the neckline has not yet been broken, and at this stage we can't really say it is an information, because in my humble opinion, what we would love to see is, what I mean is that I don't think we can regard it as a complete information as yet, right? So what I mean by that is that ideally I'd love to see price break the neckline and then head back to the neckline to retest it, and that's where we would look for possible selling opportunities. Nonetheless, having said that, a lot of investors and traders in the market have already sold at this point. Others are waiting for the neckline to be broken, and as soon as the neckline is broken, they will sell at this point again. And their stop losses, many of them will put them just above that M structure, right? Just also bear in mind that on the monthly chart, we have the zone, which is a liquidity area. So it also could be that the market is actually forming a trap. As I said, guys, people sold here, others are waiting for the neckline to break. Price may actually break, come and test this neckline of that W structure that I spoke about, and then shoot further up to trigger all those stop losses that are in this region. So that's also a possibility. We just need to keep our minds open and make sure that we do not forget all of these important bits and pieces of this puzzle that I'm giving to you. Nonetheless, let's keep going forward. So what else do we see on this chart that is interesting? We also have this candlestick over here. Just bear with me. We have this candlestick over here. It's also a liquidity candlestick. We have this one over here, which is also a liquidity candlestick. Another one is here, which is also a liquidity candlestick, and aligns with the neckline of that W structure that we spoke about, as well as that 61.8% Fibonacci zone, right? Let's continue. Over and above these candlesticks, is there anything else that is interesting or that we should be paying attention to? At this stage, I don't really see anything further. So what I'm going to do now is head down to the daily chart. So here we are on the daily chart. Let's see. The first thing that I'm going to do on this daily chart is add my daily channel. Just bear with me, guys, while I add my daily channel. There we go. That's how I would add my daily channel. The reason why I am not putting it here is because this um, this current daily candle has not yet closed, so I can't put my candle, or rather my channel, there. So I have to put it more on the inside. Just bear with me, guys. There we go. There goes our daily channel. Right. So there's our daily channel. So what else do we see on this daily chart that is interesting? So on this daily chart, we had a whole lot of W structures um, in the zone. There's one with the neckline being there. The neckline was broken. Price went up, then came down to retest the neckline. And what we may see is actually price pushing further up. And that's also supported by the fact that if you look on the actual channel itself, we have a first touch there, second touch there, and a third touch there. So W structure, neckline, price came back to retest, to retest the neckline. There's a very strong chance that we will see price heading up, and that is because a lot of traders and investors trade according to lines, or rather channels. When there's a touch here, a touch there, and a touch there. On the third touch, that's when they look for buying opportunities. So for sure, I can tell you that a lot of people bought here, and their stop losses are just below in the zone, right? And as I said, guys, that we have a neckline there of this huge W structure, and that a lot of people also bought here. Nonetheless, let me just add a neckline to that zone. Just bear with me. I'm just going to make it slightly bigger. Let me see, how would I add my neckline here? Let's see. Let's say this is our neckline. Remember, guys, that when it comes to necklines are not an actual line or actual lines like this crosshairs. A neckline is more of a zone, right? So we can say that this entire zone right here is a neckline. You can say that this entire zone is a neckline. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is add my Fibonacci retracement tool just to see if that neckline aligns with any of the key numbers that we have on the Fibonacci tool. So let's see. Just bear with me, guys. Actually, before I continue, I just want to point out that as much as I say that we have a W here, some of you may argue that we have an inverted head and shoulders in this area. To me, that's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing. I mean, if you cross out this leg, this is a W, right? So let's move forward. Fibonacci here. So just bear with me, guys, while I add my Fibonacci tool. Let's see. And apologies for the background noise. The dogs seem to be barking. Nonetheless, let's continue. So, guys, we can see that the neckline of this W structure aligns with the 61.8% zone, right? We saw price got here, and it seems as though it was in the process of going up, and rather it went down. I think this candlestick here is nothing more than a stop hunt and to induce people to sell, and we may see actually price moving forward. And that is because I told you guys that we have three touches on this line, and the third touch is there, the two being down there at the bottom. Nonetheless, let's keep going forward. I'm just going to delete this Fibonacci retracement tool. Let's see. What else do we see on this chart that is interesting? Another thing that is interesting is that we have a head and shoulders pattern here with the neckline being there. So what may actually happen is price may head to this zone, bounce here, and then push further down. That is also a possibility. So we just need to make sure that we understand that chart entirely, right? So let's move forward. If you look at this point, I know that some of you may be thinking that it is not um, a head and shoulders pattern, but look at it closely. Right shoulder, left shoulder rather, head and right shoulder. I hope that's clear. So let's move forward. From here, what I'm going to do is head down to the H4 chart. Just bear with me, guys. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to do on this H4 chart is just fix my my channels, or make sure that they are in order. Let's see. Yeah, that should be fine. The next thing that I'm going to do is add my H4 channel as well. So just bear with me, guys. Let's see, how would I add my H4 channel? Let's see. Just bear with me, guys. That should be fine. There we go. So what do we see on this particular H4 chart? Let's see. 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 So on this H4 chart, we seem to have a lot of informations. There's one there with a neckline there. price broke the neckline, then went up to the neckline to retest it, and a lot of people actually sold at this point, and we would have also looked for selling opportunities at that point. And that is also because, as much as we have this information, this neckline, we also have this channel as well, which seems to be supporting price. And if we were to add the Fibonacci retracement tool, I'm sure we'd find that this zone aligns with one of the key areas, and if it does, that's another point in our favor, meaning that chances are at this point price would have indeed pushed further down, right? Anyway, let's move forward. So over and above us having this information here, we also have another information there with a neckline here. Price broke the neckline, went up to the neckline again to retest it, so we would have looked for further selling opportunities at that point once again, to around this point. Let's see. We also need to keep in the back of our minds that we have this structure over here, this W over here, with a neckline there, right? Nonetheless, let's keep going forward. So what do we see also on this H4 chart? What else is there of interest that we see on this chart? Here we actually have another information with a neckline there, and I'm sure that this information, it's actually an overextended information, and I'm sure that it is better visible on the H1 chart. And what may happen is price may come to this point and retest that zone, right? But in as far as buying or selling opportunities go at this point, I do not see any at this point. Nonetheless, just to go back to the daily chart, I did mention that um, because of this W over here and the neckline there, and this zone, the neckline being um, or rather touching this channel, as well as having the first touch here, the second touch there, and the third touch there. A lot of people have actually bought at this point, and it is not a bad idea to actually be looking for buying opportunities at this point. However, I think right now it's a bit late in the day to be looking for buying opportunities. Nonetheless, in my humble opinion, should price tomorrow maybe come back to the zone to form or rather to retest this area, we might again be looking for possible buying opportunities, right? To around that high that I spoke about on the daily chart. My target would be actually the zone where we have that candle filling that needs to take place, right? So that is it, guys, in as far as my analysis goes for this particular instrument. If you have any questions or comments, just make them in the relevant sections. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.